Is one of the things that's holding you back from making videos the idea of being on camera because maybe it's scary or I won't be that good or I don't know if I want to be on camera. I want to talk about several ways that will help you, I believe, tips to get more comfortable with being on camera. Hey there, my name's Kevin Colby. One idea would be avoid scripting. Now, hang on. I'm enjoying some Joe while we're talking. Now, you may say, well, wait a minute, whoa, Kevin, because that would be my name. So if you're saying don't script, how does that make me more comfortable? The more it's scripted out, the more you're thinking about remembering it. You know, I was in a college play. Funny story. Actually, went with a friend of mine to audition. I didn't want to be in it. I ended up getting talked into auditioning. I got a role. He didn't. Go figure. And it was trying to learn the script and all this other stuff, and I figured out I couldn't ad lib, which I'd rather do. I think if you're not used to actually, talking as if you're talking, not just remembering the lines, then you get caught up in that. Now, maybe that helps you. I work off bullet points. Like my notes right now are on my iPhone. That's just right below the screen, and they're bullet points. Each one of these that we're going to talk about has a bullet point. But I think if you script it and you want to read off the script, I think it can just come across as you're stiff. Now, you can appear that way as well, but I think the more comfortable you are on camera, the more comfortable the person is that is watching the video. Now, you may say, what about a prompter? I had the Elgato prompter for a while. I ended up selling it, and I'll be honest, it was a good investment, and who knows, I might pick up one again one day. But even using a prompter, if you're not used to reading off a prompter, it comes across as reading, and then it doesn't come across as real. So I think just avoid scripting. Another one is talk to one person. I'm envisioning a person I'm talking to. Now, I realize that I have a lot of subscribers, and if you're one of them, thank you. I realize that I have people that view and watch and I appreciate that. But I always like to think of it as having a conversation with one person. So, for example, I don't normally do this, but I am drinking a cup of coffee while I'm talking to you. And to me, the analogy I use is it's like us meeting at a coffee shop and we're just chatting. So if you can kind of get into that mindset of I'm only talking to one person, then I think it will help you get more comfortable with that. Sorry. When you're talking to somebody, you want to connect with them, which leads into our next point about making eye contact with the lens of the camera. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at to actually prove this point. My camera is above my monitor, but hang on. You will see there. In fact, there's my notes. Remember, we were just talking about the notes. There's my monitor. So if I back up just a little bit more, I'll take the mic with me. That's what I see, but then look right above, and there's my camera. So my camera sits right above my monitor. But when I'm talking to you, I'm looking at the lens. When you're looking at the lens of a camera, it's like you're looking into the eyes of somebody else. You're looking at them. So if that kind of creeps you out about the eyes thing, just think about looking at somebody. Same thing goes with an iPhone. Now, quite honestly, I think there's way too much made about it, it's my opinion, about making sure you shoot with the lens back here and you don't want to use the front-facing camera. And I just don't think it matters. I usually shoot where I can see myself on the phone, so I know if I'm cutting my head off or something like that. Looking at the lens gives the viewer the impression that you're looking at you. So you're watching this right now. Let me know down in the comments. If I just do this the whole time and I'm looking at me on the monitor, remember the shot, does it look like we're connecting? I'm looking at me. I might be looking at you if we're doing like a Google call or a coaching call. But now I'm looking at the lens, which for me is right above my monitor. So by doing that, it's like we're connecting, looking at this way. Different cameras can do different things. Some have the retractable lenses. Again, with like my Pocket 3, the way it works is I can swing it around and actually it'll be looking at me as well. And ironically, I need to turn that off. the lens on the Pocket 3, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, sits right above the little flip out monitor. I've got a GoPro Hero 9 that has a monitor, or you can actually see yourself right beside the lens, and some of the new ones now are coming out, have a flip up. And here's how this may help you, is because if you're uncomfortable on camera, but the more you're looking at yourself, if you look at the lens, it kind of detracts everything. And then you're just looking into this black hole. But you may see yourself as a reflection, which may help you connect a little bit more. Hey there, I want to pop in and tell you about the sponsor of today's video. It's Riverside. Whatever you create, whether it's a talking head video, a video podcast, live stream, or on and on and on, Riverside has you covered. It's an all-in-one, easy-to-use production studio that lives in your browser. What that means is there's nothing to download to your computer. Doesn't matter if you're on a Mac, hopefully you are, I'm a Mac guy, or a PC, Riverside is easy to use. And Riverside has a really cool feature called Co-Creator. Think of it as like having an AI assistant working for you inside your Riverside studio. You just go to a video you've recorded and you can ask it any questions, like to create a blog post or a newsletter or suggest titles or almost anything you think of. Co-Creator's got you covered. And if you're starting a podcast, a video podcast, guess what? Now you can host it inside of Riverside, which again makes it so simple to create and distribute. Now, I recommend trying Riverside and see what you think. Now, make sure you use my code Kevin Colby and you can save 15% off any paid plan. There's a link down below. Thanks to Riverside for sponsoring this video. So another one is pick a comfortable location. I think your location can have a lot to do with that. So for example, if you are uncomfortable around people, I mean just uncomfortable, and let's say you want to vlog, and you really want to vlog around downtown or a park or something like that, and there's a lot of people there, and you're struggling with that because you just can't get past the fact that you're talking to a camera and people are staring at you like, what the heck is he or she doing? I don't know. That may not make it that easy. I think you can get there, and I think there's a point where it's like, just say, dude, I'm a YouTuber, and they'll go, ooh, and then it won't matter. It may be a location that is isolated. It may be one that in your home, it's a corner room, or it's somewhere where it's just your spot where you can record. I've done videos on this space before. This is a former bedroom. It's 11 by 13. That's now where I shoot. I call it my studio. It's where I edit. It's where I do my coaching calls. It's where I hang out. It's not a man cave. It's just more like let's call it a video creation cave. It's comfortable to me. It's why I even have all the stuff up on the walls. If you don't like it, well, okay, that's cool. It's my wall. I like the stuff back there. But by picking a comfortable location, look, maybe it's an oversized chair you've got in your house. And let's do a sub point to this. Even in the way you dress, if you would rather wear sweats and kind of look, loungish when you're doing it, do it. If that's what relaxes you enough, it's definitely worth it. Now, here's one I had to work on. Ready? Thing that was good. Embrace imperfection. It's okay to be you. It's okay just to make mistakes. Now, I am a perfectionist. I'm trying to get better, and it's a struggle because my idea is to cut out the mistakes. Still to this day, I did a video recently. For whatever reason, the camera, the same one I showed you that's over my desk, all of a sudden just decided to go slightly out of focus. The background was really nice focus, but I was slightly out of focus. I don't know how long the video was, 10 minutes. Out of maybe 12 seconds, it was out of focus. I had to fight myself not to edit that and not to reshoot it just for that. So I was listening to a podcast the other day. I was listening to it. So most mornings, I do the treadmill, about 30 minutes on our treadmill, and I'm listening to a podcast. Probably not smart to try and watch a video while I'm on the podcast. I haven't tried that, but I'm just thinking. So I'm listening to this podcast, and what was the podcast was Relatable with Allie Beth Stuckey. I think that's her name. And in there, she goes, Now, I'm trying to kind of stall and talk while I look up the Bible verse because I can't remember what the Bible verse is, and I'm on Bible Gateway, and here we go. And she just goes. Now, look, you tell me, would you have edited that out? Because, oh no, I didn't know. I've got to look up the verse. She just rolled with it. It actually made me chuckle because I'm like, oh, good, I'd probably do the same thing. It didn't detract from the message, it didn't detract from anything. So, I think it's better to embrace imperfection than trying to come across as perfect all the time. And another one, practice, practice, practice. If you are not comfortable on camera or you've never been on camera and you don't think you're going to be comfortable, and doing it one time and realize and thinking, "Oh, I just didn't care for that," and never do it again because, well, that was just too hard. I'm not comfortable. Well, then you didn't give yourself a shot. Years ago, I decided I wanted to play golf because I had some buddies that played golf, not putt putt, but golf. I went out and bought clubs. I got a subscription to Golf Digest. Remember that? And I was going to teach myself how to play golf. And I played golf maybe on and off for a year, maybe, and probably not that many times. It's not like I was at the golf course every week. It was a handful of times. And I got progressively worse and worse and worse. And to this day, golf is the only sport that I quit halfway through. I don't know what round I was on, but when what do you call it? You teed off. The ball didn't go very far, and I remember throwing my club, not a proud moment, further than the ball went. And I said, I'm done. And I just picked up everything. I didn't finish the course, and I sold I sold the golf clubs because you know why? I wasn't that vested in it. I didn't care. I didn't practice. As opposed to getting a stick shift as my first car, I didn't know how to drive it, but I knew I wanted to drive my car, so I kept practicing and practicing, practicing to the point that I don't even have to think about stick shifts. I was telling somebody the other day, it's like I drive one now. It's like, did I go to second gear? Well, I guess I did because the car's running fine. Just like anything, the more you practice it, the better you will be, the better you will get more comfortable at it. Let's do this. If you've never, ever done a video and you're looking, it's like, yeah, I can do it. I want to try it. Then practice. As soon as this video is over, hit record and do a video. Don't worry about how good it is. Don't worry about anything. Just do the video and then go one step further and upload it to YouTube because, just having it on your camera roll, showing people, okay, fine, whatever. Get it out there and see what happens. Hope this helps you and hope to see you next time.